Want an easy way to add more sensory experiences to your menu? Here's an idea. Sugar Foods Crunchy Toppings. It's simple. Sprinkle them on your salads, burgers, bowls, and whatever else you fancy. And just like that, you've elevated the dish. From crunchy jalapenos, fried onions, crunchy dillies, wontons, tortilla strips, to classic crouton crumbles and more. These flavor-packed Crispies could be your menu's next superpower. So get crunching. Check out the full lineup at sugarfoods.com.
It's a rough time for restaurant stocks. Hooters is planning some big changes, and restaurant hiring is on the upswing. Welcome to Restaurant Daily, a quick rundown of the day's top industry news from the editors of Nation's Restaurant News and Restaurant Business. I'm RB Managing Editor Heather Lally.
And I'm NRN Managing Editor Leanne Zinsmeister. Restaurant stocks were hammered again on Friday following a second day of tariff-related upheaval on Wall Street. Almost all industry stocks were down on Friday for a second straight day, including names like McDonald's and Yum Brands that had escaped the carnage of Thursday's market sell-off. The Dow Jones Industrial Average plunged as much as 2,000 points on Friday, the first time that index had fallen that much since 2020. Investors are spooked that President Trump's tariff plan will spark a global trade war and lead to persistent inflation.
Founders of Hooters will soon take over more than 100 locations that went into bankruptcy last week, and they plan to make some big changes. Florida-based Hooters, Inc. will institute new, more modest uniforms for waitresses. It will also replace the current wing sauce with the original recipe that it used at its existing group of 22 Hooters. Those founder-owned restaurants have performed far better than the bankrupt ones recently, and Hooters, Inc. hopes that applying the same playbook will turn the brand around.
Restaurant hiring rebounded in March after back-to-back months of job losses. The sector added about 29,800 positions last month. Despite a positive month, however, eating and drinking places lost a net 25,500 jobs in the first quarter. The quick service, fast casual, and coffee snack segments continue to outpace pre-pandemic hiring levels, while the full-service sector remains about 4.5% below February 2020 readings.
Just Salad is working towards shaking off its reputation for just salad. The fast casual chain recently launched a new menu category it calls Market Plates, which are non-salad, protein-focused options that would appeal more at dinner. The move is similar to something competitor Sweetgreen did just last year. For Just Salad, offering heartier options is a strategic move as the chain expands to more suburban locations where dinner sales are more viable. The nearly 100-unit Just Salad recently announced a $200 million investment that will support growth, including opening about 30 units this year.
Ray Blanchette is getting into the buffet business. The TGI Fridays CEO is the newest franchisee of Golden Corral. He plans to expand the brand in New England, starting with a grand reopening in Manchester, New Hampshire this week. Blanchette is friends with Golden Corral CEO Lance Trineri and jumped at the chance to operate, quote, the clear leader in the segment. His plans to open more Golden Corrals are still under development.
Blanchette, owner of Sugarloaf TGIF Management, meanwhile, is leading TGI Fridays as CEO and as a franchisee himself. He said franchisees are now in charge of the brand globally. The brand plans to unveil a new menu May 13th at the now 391-unit casual dining brand, he said.
Chipotle plans to celebrate National Fork Day by dropping its Extra Fork Collection, a display box with 53 black Chipotle forks available exclusively online for $30. The campaign is in response to fans who have called the chain's signature black forks flavor enhancers. Chipotle is also selling fork-inspired apparel for the occasion.
Is Fork You the appropriate greeting on National Fork Day?
I think so.
And that will do it for today's edition of Restaurant Daily. I am Heather Lally.
And I'm Leanne Zinsmeister. Have a great day.
Thank you for listening to today's episode of Restaurant Daily. Rate us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and subscribe. Want an easy way to add contrast to your menu? Add Sugar Foods Crunchy Toppings to your salads, burgers, bowls, and more. From crispy onions and crunchy jalapenos to wontons and then some. These toppings could be your new superpower. Check out the full lineup at sugarfoods.com.